You can earn 336,000 season XP in Madden 24, and let me talk about how. Now, Social family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this are having a wonderful start to your day, and without further ado, let's get it started. Now, the way we're going to be getting this season XP is incredibly simple. Go to your Season 3 Field Pass, go to the Milestones tab, and scroll on down until you get to each of these weekly missions. Because as you can see right here, when we go to each of these weekly milestones, there are 4 different missions inside, each of which is giving you 12,000 XP when you complete it. Now, when we do some very simple math, 12,000 XP times 4, because there's 4 missions, is a number of 48,000. Now, when we multiply that number by 7, because there are 7 different weeks, that gives us that number I told you at the start of the video of 336,000 total season XP. And in this video, what I'm going to be doing is showing you some incredibly effective strategies to bang out every single one of these missions and rack up all that XP. Okay, now let's get started by talking about completing these missions, and I'm kind of going to be grouping multiple different missions together to talk about how we can do multiple of these at the same time. Now, the first set of missions that you're just going to want to quickly do before we actually talk about grinding are any of the win game missions with certain players in your lineup. So as you can see right here, winning 20 games with 3 Team of the Week players in your lineup is one of the missions, and another one is going to be going through and winning 20 games with 2 Blitz players in your lineup. So really all you got to do for those 2 missions is go to the auction block and scoop up the lowest overall players in each of those programs, and then just simply insert them in your lineup as a backup. For some reason, I had yet to do the Team of the Week mission, so when I was scripting this video, I was like, Ben, you're a doofus. Go through, buy Team of the Week players and put them in your lineup. And that's exactly what I did. I picked up some lower overall golds from Team of the Week from the Blitz program. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any cards that are super inexpensive. I think you're going to have to spend at least a little chunk of change on the cards, so like 35,000 coins, but you can sell that player right after the mission's completed. Now, once we've done that, then we can kind of move on to some of the other missions, the first of which is going to be all of our special teams mission. Now, within week number 6, week number 4, and week number 1, there are multiple special teams missions. So within week number 6, as you can see, we got to return punt and kickoffs for 500 yards. Within week number 4, we got to score 2 punt return or kick return touchdowns. And within week number 1, you got to return punts and kickoffs for 300 yards with 3 AKA players in your lineup. Now, to do all 3 of those missions at the exact same time and complete all of them in a matter of minutes, go to your Legend Solo Challenges, scroll on down until you get to week number 13, which is Mark Clayton, and you're going to play this first Mark Clayton solo because this one is literally starting off with a punt return. So you're basically going to go through here and return punts for touchdowns. When you do that, you're getting progress on all 3 missions. And of course, I do need to mention for one of the missions, you did need AKA players in your lineup. So just be sure you guys have gone through and picked up some AKA cards to put them in your lineup. I'm going to call punt return left right here. It doesn't really matter which punt return we call because all I'm going to do is take this back to the crib. And once I do so, I'm going to be getting like 70 punt return yards and I'm going to be scoring a touchdown. So realistically, I got to go through here and complete this mission a total of what, like 5 times I'd have to play this solo, or maybe 6 times to play this solo to complete every single one of those missions I just showed you guys. It's that simple. To buy Madden 24 coins for the cheapest price on the internet, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link in the description and use promo code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Now bang, you played that solo like 6 or 7 times over, and just like that, you've completed 3 different missions, each of which is giving you 12,000 XP. Now let's move on to the second set of missions, which we can kind of group together. That is going to be some of our offensive missions. Now within week number 1, week number 3, week number 5, and week number 6, there are a multitude of missions. Now the ones we're going to be focusing on are the week 1 1,000 rushing yards, so we're going to get that one completed. We're also going to go to week number 3 right here. We're going to get this 15 rushing touchdowns completed at the exact same time. We're going to go to week 5 and we're going to get 2,000 offensive yards completed while we're getting our rushing. And we're going to go to week number 6 and we're also going to get progress on scoring 20 touchdowns. Now, how can we get all 4 of those done? By playing one simple solo challenge. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go on over to our solos. We're going to go on over to Ghost of Mutt. We're going to go to Ghost of Mutt Miss Past, and we are going to play the Dree Archer solo. You're going to play this on 1-star difficulty. Be sure you put your star difficulty to 1. Now, the reason why I suggest this solo is because once you get into this challenge, you're automatically going to be getting to use Dree Archer as your running back. It doesn't matter if right now you're using like Kyle Juszczyk as your running back. I don't know why you would be doing that, but if you're using Kyle Juszczyk as your running back, it doesn't matter. You're going to get Dree Archer for free. And since you're playing this solo on 1-star difficulty, basically your opponent is kind of going to be running in mud. As you can see, they just don't have too much speed. You can easily run by basically every single defender on the field, and we're going to get into the end zone. Just like that, we've scored a touchdown and we've gotten our rushing yards. You'd have to play that solo, I want to say, about 20 times over, and once you do that, all 4 of those missions are getting completed. Now, before we move on to talk about some of the other missions, I just want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, Underdog Fantasy. They're actually running a quick little special right now. If you sign up using my promo code, which is code SWIFT, Swift, you're going to be getting a total of 2 specials. Now, typically with Underdog, if you sign up and you use my code, you only get 1 special, but for today only, literally just the next 24 hours, if you sign up and use my promo code, which is code SWIFT, you're going to be getting a special line. This is exactly what a special looks like. I'll pop it up on the screen right here. They gave me a Jamal Murray special yesterday. His line was set to 0.5 points. I combined that with some other football picks and I made 60 bucks. And if you sign up using my promo code, which is code SWIFT, you're getting 2 of those specials today. If you don't want to miss out, I will leave it linked in the description. Click that link. It's going to take you to the App Store. And then once you download the app, it'll ask you to put in a promo code, put in my code, which is code SWIFT. And let's get back into the video, boys. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some defensive objectives. There are 2 that I want to focus on, and those are going to be within week number 3, week number 4, and week number 7. I also just want to say, as we're going through these, if I show you any mission in here and you go to your ultimate team and you have yet to do that mission, play the exact solo challenge I show you to complete it. Like, even if for the last mission I talked about, maybe you've already done 3 of the 4 weeks where you can get progress with that solo, it's still worth playing the challenge to complete that final week because you get a lot of XP. All right, moving on. The defensive missions we're going to be focusing on are week number 3, forcing 5 fumbles, week number 4, getting 5 sacks with 3 zero chill players in our lineup, and week number 7, where we got to get 10 total sacks. Now, how can we get these sacks and how can we get these fumbles? Well, it's going to be a method I talked about actually a couple days ago on the channel, which is very simple. Go to Ghost of Mutt right here, go to Ghost of Mutt Mispassed, and play this Julius Pepper solo on 1 star. Now, of course, for one of those missions, I believe you needed 0 chill players in your lineup, so be sure you've got those required cards in your lineup. And then once you get into this solo, you're going to call spinner, you're going to really call any all-out blitz in this game, and you're just going to get a sack fumble on the quarterback basically every single time they drop back to pass. I press my defense, I bring in my corners, so that way I can get good press man coverage right here, and then we're just going to get a sack fumble. That's going to beat the solo. I would have to play this, I think, like 10 times over to do all the missions, but it's super simple. It takes you 1 second. Now, for the interceptions one, I realized I was actually lacking as well when I went to make this video, and the interceptions mission is going to be located in week number 6. Record 10 INTs with 3 legend players in your lineup. So again, step number 1, get those legend cards in your lineup. Step number 2, we're going to go on over to our solo challenges. We're going to go to AKA, and we're going to go to the Pat Pete solo. Now, when we scroll on down to Pat Pete right here, we are going to be playing his first solo challenge, and we are going to be playing it on 1-star difficulty. Now, once we get into this solo challenge, I'm going to be going to special teams, and I'm going to be calling punt block 4-4 even straight rush. And the reason why I'm doing this is because once you call this play, then your opponent will audible into a passing play. So they're going to audible right here, and then once they make this audible, then you change into 8-up safe man. Now, I'm not going to lie, this strategy works pretty well. It's not super consistent. Like, it's not going to work every single time. As you can see, they threw it into coverage and we didn't get the interception, damn it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video. If you have yet to do any of the missions that I talked about where you can use one of the solos I mentioned, go through and do it. Otherwise, there's obviously some other missions you got to complete, but honestly, those should happen fairly naturally for me. That's going to do it. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hope this helps you out, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.